Now that some warmer weather has arrived in the Triangle, you may be tempted to start on some big yard projects, but there could be dangers lurking just below ground on your property.
April is National Safe Dig Month, and NC 811, or is it 811? 811?
It's NC 811.
It's
sure.
NC 811 Director Louis Panzer is here to tell us all about what you need to know before you start. Welcome.
Hi, thanks to be here.
So,
Good to be here.
why is this month so important?
So this is a nationally recognized time for us to get at the homeowners, especially as they're coming out in the spring to do some digging, to remind them to call 811 before they dig so that the utility lines can be marked and they can avoid damage to themselves or to the facilities.
Because that could be a really big problem if someone hits a line.
Yes, and most people don't know exactly where those lines are, and that's why this process is in place. So they can call that number, the utilities have an opportunity to come out and give them some idea of where those lines are so they can avoid them.
So what is the safe digging process?
So the safe digging process involves calling 811 before you dig. Then we notify the utilities, and we will let those diggers know that they have 3 full days to wait for those marks to come down. The utilities will come out and put paint and flags on the ground to let them know where those lines run. And then they want to dig with care around where those lines are at the time when they go to dig.
Is there a cost to dial NC 811?
There is zero cost to anyone who's using the system to call it. Zero cost for the call or the process for them to come and mark the lines.
Okay, and I read that it was very important that people know about the process of the time in which you call. So there's like a span of time you have to call in advance?
Sure, you want to make sure to give 3 full business days between the time that you call and the time that you will actually be putting your shovels into the ground.
All right, I understand there's an app for this as well.
There is an app for it.
There's an app for that.
It's free. You can go to our website at www.nc811.org, and it has a lot of really great little tools on it and things that you can use to look up positive response. You can create tickets on here as well for a single address. Just a whole lot of different information in that about the law and the marks and the colors and everything else as well.
And when you say wait for the marks, you're talking about, as we drive around, we may see them, the orange marks that are on the ground.
Sure.
You need to wait till those are in place before you
Absolutely, and the marks
ground.
are very important that you understand the colors that are being put down because they're all for a very specific representation. So red is for power, those orange marks would be for telecommunication, yellow for gas, blue for water, green for sewer, etc. And if you are going to dig and you use white paint beforehand, you can designate where exactly you're going to dig, and it saves a lot of time there too.
Okay, so sometimes you have people reporting violations. Can they do that on your site, or how does that work?
So yes, there is an enforcement process that was put into place with new legislation that came about in October of last year, and you can go through our website at www.nc811.org, and they can find out how to file a violation if they feel someone is violating the act.
What is the craziest story that's ever happened from somebody not following the process?
Well, there's...
Good question.
That's a really good question. There are all types of things that have occurred. There's scary things that can occur as well. I mean, a lot of people don't think about the telecommunication as they're more focused on gas and electric, but you think about all the 911 calls and that to go to people's homes or life alert and things that go through telecommunication lines. Just as important to avoid those as it is to avoid electric or gas escaping in that.
Very good. Thank you so much for this great information.
Thank you.
For more information, you can go to nc811.com or call 811. It's fast and it's free.